We're live.
We are live.
So do we start now?
8 second रुक जा.
Do we start now?
8 second रुक जा.
Bro, the voice.
Yeah, I'll just mute. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll mute the others, huh?
Mute the others as in?
I mean, only you're talking right now, no? So that we don't get the other disturbance. Do you see the hey from the football center on the chat box?
Yes, I see the hey from the football
Yeah,
chat.
and that we can add on the screen here. Agar if someone comments, we can just do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, you can start off, sound.
Hello, everyone. So we are back with yet another episode of the Football Center, our podcast. And here we are going to talk about the Manchester Derby, which happened yesterday. It was quite a very intimidating match. It ended in a nil-nil draw, and here we have two new guests joining us, two new Manchester City fans, in Nitish and Paritosh. Hey, how are you? How are you, Nitish?
Good Sawmill. Good Sawmill.
So, so what do you take of the game? What do you take of the game, Paritosh?
I think it could have ended better in City's favor. Obviously, both sides had really good chances throughout the game, but I just felt like it was missing a little bit of energy towards the last 10 minutes. But overall, a very entertaining game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an entertaining game. We saw a very great football by the two teams. So, what are your takes as a Manchester City fan, Nitish? Nitish, can you hear us?
I'm not sure if you can hear
Yeah.
us, so we'll
So
move on.
I would have to say that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, if we can hear you.
Yeah. So I would just my opinion about the match was that it was a quite unusual derby, not like the ones that we've seen before. It was more both the
Hey, I think he can't really hear us right now. So,
I think it's
moving
an
on.
internet problem.
Yeah, I think. Can we mute him?
All right, so I'm not
Let's-
sure if Nitish can hear us right now. So
Yeah.
we'll add him up later when he's in. So yeah, we'll move on.
So, moving on. What are your opinion, Ashwin, as a Manchester United fan? What do you think?
Well, look, it wasn't like how we all expected the Manchester derby to be, and I'm sure if there were more fans, if there were fans in the stadium, then I don't think it would have ended 0-0. But yeah, I was surprised the way Man City played. They didn't play like how Man City usually play, and you can understand why United play that way because we've just exited from the Champions League, and yeah, we're Manchester United now, so we're not what we were a few years, maybe like 7-8 years ago. So yeah, I think we were a little intimidated by Man City, and yeah, it didn't go the way we all expected it. I was expecting goals in the second half, especially from City. I thought City will switch gears and Guardiola will pump them up, but for some reason, I didn't see that energy flowing. Like how we usually see in the Manchester derbies. There, for some reason, it felt like they weren't committed enough. Both set of teams, and yeah, I think the draw was the right result. I didn't think anyone edged it. Maybe City had
City
a
had
couple
the
of
better
chances.
chances.
Yeah, but that's not how Man City play. When they play, they usually have a lot of chances. And even when City drop points, it's usually, or 9 times out of 10, it's because of bad luck. But I think the draw was the right results. I don't think any team deserved to win.
Well, moving on to Adit. What's your take?
I mean, it was obviously unusual, and I think at least one of them should have won. Like, there should have been a result. A draw was not, a good result for both the teams as they dropped points. So a win would have taken them to top four, which is a good thing. The reason why we play defensive because our home record is really bad right now. You could see the game against Chelsea as well. We were afraid to lose. Like, we didn't go for attacking at all. We were like playing so defensively. So same against City, we were like scared to lose because we also got kicked out of Champions League, and our home record is really bad. Like, we have only 5 points out of 18 points at home,
Yeah.
so that's really bad. And City
I guess.
surprisingly played really defensive. I think because they lost to us both times last year. So if they took risks and lost again, it would have been a big thing for Pep. It would have been a big problem for Pep. So I think even he played it safe. So yeah.
A very interesting thing to point out here is
I actually agree with Adit because last season when City came to Old Trafford or whenever it was the derby, it was usually City who dominated the game and they looked more confident. But I think even this time Solskjaer might have had the upper hand over Pep because it's not usually like this how Pep sets up, even against be it Chelsea or Arsenal. If it was against Chelsea or Arsenal away, I don't think they would have played the way because I think City or Pep, he firstly his aim was not to lose the game and then see if they can nick a goal. I don't think both the teams didn't create as many
they
chances
lack
and
they
as they
lack the
like.
they lack the
Right,
finish.
and I think both the teams played not to lose more than to play to get the 3 points. And yeah, it was actually like a mid-table battle. It was seventh versus eighth, and
But usually they are not seventh and eighth teams.
exactly,
They are the teams who
Yeah.
battle for the title.
yeah. And this season, it's very strange. We are seventh and eighth, but we're still only 4 points off the title. So yeah,
Yes.
we'll see how it is.
And so, do we have Nitish here? No, Nitish is not back.
Oh, he's back.
Nitish, can you hear us? Hello, Nitish. Hello.
Yeah, I can.
No, I don't think. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear.
So, what are your takes on the game, Nitish?
Yeah, like others said, it was an unusual derby, not like the ones that we'd seen before. And I think it was true what Adit told that Pep was fearful of losing another game against Manchester United, and that was going to be a problem for him. But still, it was. I would say I'm not satisfied with the performance. You usually expect Man City to create chances and dominate the match, whereas
Yes.
United, no offense, but they play on the counter attacks because that's best suited for them. Yeah, but it was mainly
He has left. He has left.
We lost them.
We lost him.
Right. Let's move
So
on.
let's move on. So, what's happening with Pogba? So,
Well,
what's happening with?
let's ask the City fan first.
Yes. So, what are your takes, Paritosh? What do you think
Well,
is going on in this? What is the
well,
whole Pogba thing?
I think it's a very tricky situation considering the price tag on his head, which he came into United with high expectations, the high results, everything was expected from him.
Yes,
But
he
I
hasn't
think
really performed.
he hasn't. Yeah, it's the lack of consistency, and so many midfielders struggle with that. But when you have a high price tag on your head, it's really hard to, just overlook all of it. I think if Solskjaer had a little bit more trust in him, had more faith that he would perform consistently, then maybe he wouldn't be in the situation he is in. But I think he had I'd say, an above average performance at the derby. He did control the United's midfield, and he played well. So, well, his future obviously it's not really something any of us can predict at the moment. So, should see how it goes. I'd love to
Absolutely.
hear what the United fans have to say about it.
Ashwin, Adit, what's your take? We all know what's going on.
Others go for it.
I actually think it doesn't make much.
Interesting thing to point out here is he uh, Pogba said something yesterday. I think it was pretty diplomatic. He opened up about it. So,
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
to not cause panic. Obviously, it's obvious that he's going to leave the club. It's 100% sure. He's not happy. We know that. But I think if he played like
But
yesterday, how he played,
he did say that he's committed to the club.
yeah, exactly. That's why he didn't say he's committed to the club because we all know he will leave soon. And he's just saying until he stays here, he will put all 100% effort for the team, so that
And
doesn't cause
that
panic.
that
He doesn't
might
get in
be
with the
that might be a good thing for United, because Pogba now he wants to show the world that he still got it, and he's not the player which he has been performing at United since the last 4 years. So there is a possibility that we might see the best out of Pogba, or at least a better Pogba than we have currently seen, so that he can get some more suitors, some more other clubs interested in him. That's what I think. But yeah, you know what, Pogba. Look, the other day, I think it was yesterday evening before the match, Christian Falk, who is quite a reliable journalist from Germany,
Yes.
especially around Bayern Munich. He came out and told that Mino Raiola, Pogba's agent, he's under immense pressure now. He's now after those comments, and that Pogba might sack Raiola as his agent if he
team.
doesn't get him
Yeah,
the move.
Yeah.
And firstly, after I saw the comments from Pogba, I thought I didn't understand what he was talking about. Firstly, because what he said was, he always fights and for his team and whatever, and the club knows what's going on inside. And his last statement was, when you don't know what's going on inside, don't talk. I didn't understand to whom was it directed. Like,
yeah,
if you don't know what's going on inside, don't talk. But a few
I
hours
think
later,
he was being very diplomatic there. He didn't take any names out. He didn't tell anything about his agent, and
yeah,
neither did he tell about his future, that
yeah,
whether he
exactly.
will be staying or
Yeah.
But later, I think a couple of hours later, Mino Raiola, he posted on Instagram or on Twitter saying that where this Christian Falk, where he reported, he works for Bild, that's a German outlet. So
yeah.
Raiola, he posted saying that that was fake news from whatever Christian Falk had reported. And Pogba commented below that don't talk if you don't know what's going on inside. So I think it's directed towards that outlet, because that outlet reported that Pogba might sack Raiola. So I don't think Pogba came out to talk about him not leaving the club. I think he came out to defend his agent, and that
Yes.
I find that really weird.
Yeah.
So
And I
okay.
think nobody
So
wants to see Pogba end up like Gareth Bale at Real Madrid. Everyone knows what kind of a player he is, how talented he is, and no one wants to just see him
I don't
rot on the bench.
I don't think so. Pogba will be going to Real Madrid because already have a lot of players. They already have a lot of midfielders. The only team which he can join is, I think, Juventus. Only that thing. The Juventus is interested in him. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
But
So
Juventus don't have the money. They don't have the funds to sign him, at least in
That's
January.
exactly why they
So
want to
And
sell.
they're
would a
coming
club be
with
willing? Would a club be willing to sacrifice Ronaldo's wages for Pogba's is also another
yes,
question.
yes.
Yeah, but how long will
That
Ronaldo play for Juventus?
that's
Pogba's
also another question. But are they
I
willing to make that kind of trade and show it to the media that we're willing to let go of someone like Ronaldo and bring in Pogba, who's been underperforming for the last four seasons?
Ronaldo will stay for another year max, but Pogba is long term, and they have midfield problems also. They're not even using Dybala, right?
Yeah,
That
They
is
they
have
true.
want
Dybala
want
plays
Dybala
a
they
left
also.
want to
striker.
get
That's
rid
one
of
reason.
Dybala.
Yeah, but I
That is
don't
a
think.
fair trade.
No,
It
Yeah,
it's
would
not.
be.
Right? They both play in different positions,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
don't
That's
think we need Dybala. We're even benching Van de Beek for no reason. We'll
right.
probably bench
yeah.
Dybala.
The biggest
I was
thing.
pissed off
I was
yesterday
quite
when
I was quite surprised. I thought he will play the match. That he didn't play.
If he
What are
played
your
the
thoughts
match,
on
we would have gone for an more attacking style. But Ole
Yeah,
was scared he would
why
concede
did they play Scott McTominay instead of?
because he was holding
I think it was
midfielder.
for the physicality. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
was
Yeah,
mainly for the physicality.
yeah, but
McTominay and
I
Fred,
wanted
they make a very good defensive pair, especially in
I
that central midfield.
exactly, and that's why I wanted Van de Beek to start ahead of Pogba. But
That should have been done.
and the surprising thing was both the managers used just one substitute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They didn't use
exactly.
their bench.
Because
Even
they didn't
even
want to
Yeah,
City
lose.
just brought in
See,
Torres.
both of them didn't want to lose.
yeah,
Safe game it was.
Right,
and
and because it was completely tactical, and they didn't. None of the managers wanted to make that change, so
Yeah.
that
yeah.
because they didn't want to lose, they both played for not losing the game, and yeah, that's what happened. Do you
so we
do you
all.
guys think the City fans? Do you think you can sign Messi? Do you think he'll come next season?
There
I
is a
don't. I
chance,
think.
obviously.
No, don't take
Yeah.
Messi away from us. We want him.
There's a sensitive Barcelona fan right here.
With all respect, I think the management and the actual staff at Barcelona have lost the trust of Messi. Or at least Messi's lost trust in them.
Yes, of
It's
course.
hard to really pull back on a situation. If they do, it's wonderful for them. But if they don't, and Messi decides to come back under Pep, then it's a win-win for us. So,
Yeah,
but
we
yes,
all love
having
Pep. We
yes,
we Barca fans love Pep, but
everyone loves.
we love Messi more than anyone else. So
But
we don't want him to leave.
Pep himself told that Messi should not leave Barcelona, right?
Yeah, but I myself
Yeah,
I feel that it would be beneficial for City if they don't sign Messi because they can because of that Foden, the youngster, he might get
Yeah.
much more chances in the
Yeah,
team.
that's why they're interested in Haaland as well. That would
Yeah,
be a
so
signing.
they can
Yeah, and then the position of De Bruyne, it comes in contention because Messi will play as a center forward or a central attacking midfielder, and you already
yeah.
have a striker, so
Yeah,
it'll put De Bruyne's position in jeopardy.
yeah,
So
but I don't think City fans would worry about that. If Messi is coming, of course you play Messi.
I mean, as
I
like
mean,
Thomas
yeah,
Tuchel said, nobody's gonna
it would
reject
be good for
Messi.
a short term, but I don't think so. In the long term, I
Yeah,
don't think so. It's a good move.
that is a fair point.
Yeah, but look, there are more chances of Messi winning the Champions League at City than at Barcelona. According to me, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's
What
true.
do you guys think about that?
That's true.
well,
Well,
I
City do
think
need a Champions League.
as a
So
Barca fan, I think we all have a defensive problem. Even City has a defensive problem.
Yeah.
But they have
So
options.
if Messi has to win the Champions League, he obviously needs a very rock solid defense.
City,
So
in
yeah,
my
and
opinion.
Barca has the midfield, but yeah, they have defensive problems, a lot of defensive problems. So we are
You
not
can't,
really in the race for the
you
Yeah,
can't
and
Champions
one
League.
more thing is, I don't think so. City's problem is attack. They have quite a lot of powerhouse in the attacking
They
yeah,
they have
phase. Yeah,
they have Riyad Mahrez, they
the
have everyone.
yeah,
Sterling, they have
a
I
Bernardo
lot
feel
of it.
Silva.
I
There's
feel Mahrez is
Foden.
really underrated. Like
Yes, he
he
is.
doesn't
He
get
is.
the respect he
Yeah,
deserves actually, and he doesn't play that much for some reason. And now Pep has started him for a couple of games, but then Mahrez actually should be ripping the Premier League apart.
Yesterday he
He's got
wasn't
that
good.
quality.
Yesterday Mahrez wasn't good.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think
it's
City.
all it's
yeah,
again a matter of consistency. I think Pep expects that level of consistency from a player like Mahrez, and there's one game where he scores a hat trick against Burnley. The next
Yeah,
game, he's having trouble controlling the ball in the air, and it's hard to really reassure that the manager has faith in you that he's going to play you more consistently. So yes, he does require more recognition and playtime, but yeah, it's just very unfortunate.
if
And I
there
just
was one player I could swap from Man City, it would be Mahrez for me. I wouldn't take De Bruyne. We've got Fernandes right now, and like, yeah, it
yeah.
might sound silly.
For United, it's mainly the wingers are the positions they need to concentrate. They
Exactly.
have Rashford in one
yeah.
wing, but the other wing there's not.
We haven't got a natural winger, to be honest. We just play
I
Rashford there because we haven't
think
got anyone.
I
Yeah,
feel like Greenwood is like it's a little experiment for Solskjaer to see if he can actually perform on that right wing.
Yeah, because we haven't got anyone. If we would have
Exactly.
got a
yeah.
right
You've
winger,
got
we would have
Mata,
stick
but
Greenwood
he
up front.
slows down the game totally.
Yeah, Mata is done.
I mean, Mata is old. He's
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 finished.
pretty old.
Yeah.
You can't really expect a player to run that much, especially his age. This injury and
Especially
ruining
in
his
the
career.
Premier League.
Exactly.
Especially
There's
in the
more
Premier League.
physicality to it. So
So
What
would you
about
City
Jesse
fans
Lingard?
take Messi?
And what about Jesse Lingard, Ashwin?
He's the goat. He's Messi Lingardinho.
No, I
Like
actually
City
send him
survived
off
because
on loan.
Lingard didn't play
Good
yesterday.
idea.
No, otherwise
Yeah.
Lingard was gonna score a hat trick.
But if Lingard goes out on loan, it'll be good for him actually.
Would be.
Lingard needs to go out. But would you
I
guys
mean,
take? Would you City fans take Messi, or do you think you should go for someone else?
No, I think we should
I mean,
focus on a striker or a central defender.
So that's a
would
no
yeah.
from you for
I mean,
Messi.
obviously, well, City's priority has shifted to its defense now. That's where the big bucks are going to. And we tried signing Jimenez and, you know, even
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly for Napoli.
Yeah.
But, Ruben
Also, you
Diaz
got
would be
Ruben
good.
Diaz, right? You couldn't
But
get
But it
exactly.
hasn't really solved their defensive problems. So
Yes, that's where
They
most of the
are-
focus is
But City
going.
have kept
So
6 clean sheets.
They are. They
Yeah,
went
I-
a row.
it is an improving defense. That's the important part. So they're going to try keeping the focus on that.
The
And-
one thing I'd like to say is that in left back, I don't think so. Cancelo, I know he's good,
Yeah,
but
that's
he's not a he's not a naturally left-footed player. I think a
Yeah.
left-footed player in the left back position would do much more good to the City.
And
team.
they
But the
loaned out
question
Angelino.
here is, Angelino is loaned out, and they don't have a natural left. They have Mendy, of course, but he
Inconsistency.
we all know that,
He's always
he's
injured.
Don't get
inconsistent.
Angelino back.
I'd
Left
say they
Half
have
time
to
he's
go
in
after
hospital.
Alaba, David Alaba. I think he's the replacement.
There have been reports that David Alba has chosen Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yes, so I don't really think he'll join City now.
But
Yeah.
it would be because
And
he's
he-
worked under Pep before at Bayern. So there
Yes,
is
yeah.
a chance, slight
But
possibility.
but now he plays as a centre back. So what do you
Yeah,
think
that-
about that?
Would you
I
guys
think-
take David Alba?
Yeah, I would surely.
would.
I think he is a
Yeah, we
versatile
would,
player,
yeah.
so he can play in the
Exactly.
left back or the centre back position.
So in the January transfer window, to the City fans, if there was one player you could sign, who would it be? One realistic signing, of course, not Mbappe or someone.
Well,
I'd say
I
Alaba.
think, Alaba would be probably one of the best choices. Besides, I think if you were going on asking about Messi, I don't think he's going to be sold for a price tag on his head. He would be sent out as a free transfer.
Exactly.
So if he were to come into City's arms, then it's more than welcome, obviously. But in terms of spending money, I think it would be concentrated towards Alaba because that would make more sense. So
How much do you think he's worth, David Alba?
probably since City we're used to spending big bucks on players to raise the expectation. I'd say roughly 35 to 40 mil.
I'd
mean,
say
you
a bit
could just-
cheaper than that because his contract's expiring in, I'd say, 6
Yeah, you
months.
could
So I
instead
think
just hold on till the summer and sign him on a
but
free,
by-
right?
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
I
Bayern will
think
let him go for free. They
Yeah,
that is
I
also
think they
true,
look
yeah.
to sell them. Yeah, right. That's a good point.
yeah.
and City
so-
will spend. We will spend.
we
So
will.
You always spend. When do you not
always
spend?
spend.
Yes, City spends a lot. They
But yeah, so probably
I-
I'd say 35 to 40 million maybe.
Even though I'm a United fan, I want to see Messi in the Premier League. I don't mind if. Look, I don't want Liverpool to win the league.
No one does. Come on.
I'd rather,
No.
even though City and Liverpool are our rivals, I know United won't win the league anytime soon. So I'd rather City.
What do you guys think about Arsenal? Will they win the league?
Arsenal are busy in the relegation zone. They've got a big match.
If they come to the top 10, it's a miracle. If they survive the relegation zone, I'd say maybe well done Arteta.
Oh well, my brother is an Arsenal fan. He would get offended after watching this.
Oh, the poor kid.
All right.
The poor kid.
So
Arsenal fans.
let's get into the player ratings for yesterday's match.
Okay, before that, we have a very big question. Who is the best midfielder in the Premier League right now? Bruno Fernandes or
Kevin
Kevin
De
De Bruyne?
Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, I want to say, well, the stats do show, both in the Champions League and, in the Premier League itself, Bruno Fernandes has taken it by the storm. But for me personally, I think De Bruyne, he just needs a little bit more time, some more comfort, to play his natural position. And yesterday, there were signs that he was frustrated. He wasn't given, possession in certain areas. The ball wasn't passed to him sometimes, and he was furious about it. So I think if he was given more freedom and faith by his players, then yeah, I think it would be De Bruyne over Fernandes any day.
And I also think instead of the fact that Pep played two holding midfielders in Fernandinho and Rodri, I think that also affected him because he just needed that little bit of support from. If Foden would have played instead of uh,
Yeah.
Fernandinho or Rodri, I think it would have been easier for De Bruyne to focus on the attacking front.
Where are the Manchester United fans backing Bruno Fernandes?
Of course, the facts. Oh, there you go. There's my brother. Come on, you Gunners. No, you can have fun with the relegation battle. Look, the stats show Fernandes, and look in the Premier League right now. Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne is better than Fernandes, but before the season started on my channel, I had done the Premier League predictions and who would win the league and who would have better stats and the Golden Boot and stuff. And I had predicted Fernandes would have better stats than De Bruyne, and right now that's the case, right?
Yeah.
And De Bruyne spoke about Fernandes before the match, saying that Fernandes plays a little ahead of De Bruyne did. And what do you guys think? In yesterday's match, who do you think played better? I think Fernandes created more chances than De Bruyne.
I think in the first half, it was De
It
Bruyne.
was fun. Yeah.
It was De Bruyne in the first half, but second half, I think maybe it was a little sloppy, not just by De Bruyne, but the entire team. So it wasn't his best performance, exactly.
But yeah, I still back Fernandes. It's gonna be an argument forever. Like
It is going to be an argument. I'm not going to sit around. I think it's
If
Yeah,
Fernandes
it's gonna
proves
turn out to
himself
be-
in the Premier League for a long time, like if he maintains his consistency, then I think it could be a real strong debate. But I think for now, because De Bruyne has been doing it like for some years now,
Yeah, right.
yeah. So that's what I'd say. But there's no
Yeah.
offense. Bruno Fernandes is a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a neutral fan, I would like to say that I back De Bruyne here because he's just too good.
I mean, it is De Bruyne
Fernandes is
after.
good too. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes is good too, but he's just not Kevin De Bruyne.
He's not reached that caliber yet, I'd say.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's not reached the caliber yet.
Yeah,
I think he needs one more season to prove you guys wrong.
maybe, but
Yeah, hopefully.
yeah, I'd say De Bruyne could improve in that. He could do better in that one season. So who knows? It would be a tight. It
Yeah,
would be a tight call.
Yeah, if he wins the Premier League with Manchester United, that'll be
Then
the
that's a real statement. Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
real statement, yes.
Yeah, but then I don't think Fernandes can win us the title on his own. I think we still need like two more characters like Fernandes on the team. Not in the same position,
Yes.
but I think we need two more players.
He's
like
an
him.
absolute leader in your team, but
He is a leader. You know what? When on his debut last season, when we signed him in January,
yes,
we signed him on my birthday. We signed him on January 30th, and I think we had a game on 31st or 1st Feb.
first Feb. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
you
Against Wolves. He just landed at
was a
United the
1-1
other
draw.
night, and he played
Yeah.
that game.
yeah.
And on his first game, he was demanding. Like he didn't give a damn who he's talking to. He was demanding. He didn't even know. He probably didn't even know everyone's name. Okay, but he was like, "Go there,
Yeah.
move forward." He was demanding
Yeah.
everyone, and I think he is a leader. And I
That
think he
does,
should.
that does shows he has a lot of character.
Yeah,
So
and that's why I think he should be United's captain. I think he's the only proper leader in the team.
but you have such a nice captain, Harry Maguire.
Oh well. To be fair,
We have to say 85 million waste gone.
to be fair, he had a good game against City.
Yeah, yesterday he did have
I
a
think
good
he
game.
did. He did have a fair game. He did.
I think
did
I
top
think
shot,
whenever I think whenever Ole's job is on the line, his men just come out like
He
Yeah,
turns out to be Van Dijk.
Yeah.
yes, he turns out to be Van Dijk.
Yeah, but he's not worth 80 million. Like, of course, he's not worth 80 million.
They could have
I have no
gotten-
idea.
They could have gotten such a better. They got Ruben Diaz for 60 million.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
his level. I can name
And
5
he showed
defenders
it.
who are better than Harry Maguire. It's that easy.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near 80 million. I have no idea
Yeah.
how Leicester demanded that, and I don't know how we sold him. You know what? We bought Maguire because we didn't want to pay that extra 10 million for Koulibaly. Critical. What the hell, dude?
That's
Oh, and
that's
Adit is
very
here.
sad. Yeah, this is here now.
Adit, can you hear us?
Yeah.
So we were just talking about who is the best midfielder right now. What's your take?
Uh-huh.
You should obviously defend Bruno Fernandes here, I think.
Yeah, both are world class, but at the moment, Bruno. I mean, according to stats wise, at least you have to agree, right?
Okay, so here we have it. So now moving on to the player ratings. Ashwin, what do you
Yeah.
think? How much
Well,
would you rate David De Gea? Starting on with Manchester United.
I'd,
How much would
I'd
you
give him
rate?
a 7. Look, Will, how do we rate? 6 is an average score. Below 6 is poor, and yeah, 6
Yeah.
is average. So I'd give him above average. I'd give him a 7 for that save he made against Maris.
Okay. And what about you, Adit? What's your take?
Um,
Can you hear?
yeah, I was also good. Yeah, he did 6.5. He had a pretty good couple of good saves. And yeah, 6.5 is nice for him. He didn't have much to do, but yeah.
It was strange how both the goalkeepers didn't have too much to do. In a Manchester
Yeah,
derby,
yeah.
there was one shot on target from both the teams. And rightly, Gary Neville told in the post match that if Jose Mourinho was the manager of either team, he would have got slated in public for parking the bus and for playing boring football in such a huge game. But then both the managers got away with this one.
Ashwin, is that your brother? He's commented, but neither is better than Cesc Fabregas.
All right. He's a huge fan. Yeah,
goat.
Fabregas was a beauty. What do you think? You're a Barca fan. What do you think, Fabregas? How do you rate him?
He didn't really play much for Barca, but yeah, he was a really good player. He was.
think he's-
We had Xavi, Iniesta, and Sergio Busquets.
Yeah, he joined in the wrong time.
he joined at a very wrong
He would
time.
walk into that team right now if he was in his
Yes,
prime.
yeah, and I think he was there at the time of Pep Guardiola, and he made him play as a centre forward too, and yeah, that worked out.
Fabregas was. Yeah,
He played
Fabregas
as a
was
centre forward.
one Arsenal player I really liked.
Yeah, and
Yeah, okay.
Robin van Persie, of course.
Yeah,
He United player.
he's a United legend now.
No, I don't like Van Persie, I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of him. Yes, he's a great player, but no.
Not for you. Yeah,
No,
you've got
that's not
Aguero,
my
that's
cup.
why.
Yes,
You've got
Aguero.
Aguero, that's why.
Who else do I need, really?
We needed just Van Persie. We didn't win the league in I think it was 2012, and then we signed Van Persie and we won it in 13. Van Persie was
Yeah.
he was too good for us. Right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. So you have given a 7 average for David De Gea.
Right.
Okay, so now moving on for the Manchester City fans, what do you think? What will be the rating you would give to your goalkeeper, Edinson? What's his name again?
Edison, yeah.
Edison.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Edison.
would give him a 6 actually, because twice or thrice he gave away the ball near the D area a bit cheaply while kicking. So that's
Yeah,
why I
I
give him a
have to-
6.
Yeah.
I have
He
to
came
agree
in.
with that.
I think he came in because Pep thought that he was pretty good at his feet, and he had pretty good goal kicks. So yeah, so a 7. You are saying?
I'd say 6.5 because, yeah, he was giving away the balls, the dead
He
balls.
wasn't really worked. He wasn't really worked.
He wasn't worked, but there were a few times he did have to, put his
Yeah,
hands to use.
he did.
And he was extremely calm on the ball, which you expect Edison to be. So for that, I'd say 6.5.
But for some reason, Edison always does that miss kicks against United. Even last season in the derby at Old Trafford. He
Yeah.
kicked
Oh,
straight
yeah.
to McTominay and we scored.
The McTominay goal in the 90th minute really proved that.
Yeah. Against United, I don't know what happens. He keeps.
I mean, it's
mistakes.
the strength of a derby, obviously.
Yeah,
It's a
maybe.
big game. It means
And
a
even-
lot.
Right. Even
So,
last night, they could have got punished when he gave away the ball and Fernandes intercepted.
Yeah,
yes,
And
yes,
Pogba went for the
exactly.
shot instead of just laying it off.
you could have
But
given
yeah,
it to that. So
He
Greenwood,
didn't have
sorry.
the awareness to look for. I think it was Greenwood who was behind him.
Yeah,
yeah.
Greenwood. He was just
The
fast.
more space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys are giving him a 6.5, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So now moving on to Van Bissaka. What do you think?
6.5. I mean,
Yeah,
he did handle Sterling well, except on one occasion where Sterling sent him. But yeah, he defended pretty well. He marked his man, Sterling, pretty good. But yeah, 6.5 was fine, I guess, for me.
yeah, I'd give him that as
And
well.
yeah. And
Because
what about Kyle Walker to the City fans?
Yeah. I'd give him a 6.5. Yeah. To be honest.
I actually think he
He.
played really well. I'm going to give him a 7. He did, you know, he's a very commanding presence on the right wing as well. Sometimes, he
Yeah, I
helps to
think he's a
take
leader.
possession.
I think he's a leader in on his
Yes.
position, and he's one
Yeah.
of the best right backs right now in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
And he's one of Pep's most trusted men as well. And that really
Yeah.
says something a lot. And that physical presence on the field also. And he did perform as a defender as well. He did his job, except maybe the harsh penalty giveaway, which
Yes.
luckily was given offside.
outside.
But other than that, I think it's a 7 for me.
Okay, so now moving on to Luke Shaw. What do you think, Ashwin?
I'll give Shaw an 8. He for me, the man of the match is between Maguire and Shaw. I think Shaw was
Yeah, I think
fantastic.
the defense of United was pretty good yesterday,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shaw,
surprisingly.
Shaw handled
and
On a rare
Torres.
occasion,
it was
good.
surprising because they have Maguire, you see, and then they have Victor Lindelof.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it was
Shaw.
surprising.
I'd give Shaw an 8
Yesterday's
or
shot
yeah, I'd give him an
too
8.
good.
Even his corners, he took like 3 corners and he beat his
Yeah,
first man. We created chances, just that Lindelof kept missing everything.
the way he
So,
marked Ferran Torres was amazing. He didn't give Ferran
Yeah.
Torres space. He's
yeah,
really
and
threatening
exactly.
that time.
Yeah, when Torres came on, also he was physical. Look,
Yes.
Shaw keeps getting injured, and there was a scare that he might get injured. He was down, but then he completed the game. So yeah,
The thing
I was
is,
happy with Shaw. I'd give Shaw an 8
Shaw,
out of 10.
Shaw has this mentality right now that he and Alex Telles is a competition to take place in the first team. So
Yes,
he has to obviously show good performances so that he gets the place. So
I
yeah,
think I think yesterday I thought Alex Telles would play ahead of Shaw, but I don't know. Ole went with Shaw.
No, I knew Solskjaer will play
yeah,
It's
Shaw.
the physicality of Shaw that probably
I,
got him
I
into the
He
starting
firstly
lineup.
trusts Luke Shaw
I'm not.
more. He trusts Luke Shaw a lot, be it playing as a centre back in a back five, or and I knew when Shaw comes back, he'll play ahead of Telles, and it was against City, right? So for me, Luke Shaw is better than Alex Telles defensively. Telles is better than him in attacking qualities, yeah, but
Yes,
we had to defend well. So I would have picked Shaw as well, and he picked Shaw. So I was very happy with Shaw. I give him an 8. How much did Adit give him? I don't think he's here.
Adit, are you here?
No, I
yeah.
don't
I think
I
he
gave
gave.
a 7.5.
think that. All right.
All right. So what about Jao Cancelo?
I'd
Yeah.
say
So
maybe 7.5. Yeah.
yeah. Even I'd give him a 7.5 or an 8. Yeah, he did, even though he's not a naturally left-footed player, like he did dribble well in the last game, and he also defended well.
Yeah. He
I
did
think
create
both
a
the
lot of
teams
opportunities.
defense played really well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was the only positive because I don't think any of the team created a lot of chances, and neither of the teams took their chances, the few chances they got. So I think defensive,
Yeah.
both teams played well. Even
Okay.
though there
So
weren't many chances, it was an interesting game to watch. You couldn't take your eyes off. Like, it
Yes,
was
it
fun.
was. It was like a game of tennis. It's like on either side.
Exactly.
So yeah.
there was pretty good passing from both the teams. There were two chances where the two attacking midfielders connected really well with their teams. So yeah, it was a okay match, I would say. So now moving on to Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. What do you say?
Adit, you go first.
I mean, comparing to the Leipzig game and the City game, they really improved a lot. They had good communication, and both of them marked their men well, and they stood solid. They stood firm. No, they didn't let people, the players, to go past them. And yeah, they were solid. So I would say 7.5. Maguire was really solid, and yeah.
I'd give Maguire an 8 and Lindelof a 7. Look, I don't like those two as centre backs as a partnership. They're too similar to each other. Both are very slow, and yeah, we know they will concede goals. They had one good game, and in the next two games, look, they'll do something sloppy and will concede. And I don't. I think we need a centre back, but in the last game, yeah, I would give Maguire an 8. Maguire made a couple of blocks as well, so I think Maguire had a good game. I'll
Yeah.
give him an 8, and Lindelof a 7. Yeah.
Okay, so now what about the Manchester City centre backs?
I have a question for the
Yeah,
United
Okay.
fans.
Huh?
okay.
I have a
Okay.
question for the
Yeah,
United fans.
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
go on.
What do you think is the reason behind Ole not trusting Tuanzebe more? I mean, he did have a very good.
No clue. No clue. Like
He performed really well against PSG in
he
Paris.
was
Yeah,
exceptional
but
against PSG, and
I
I was
think
happy
because
Maguire got injured.
Maguire was worth like bought for 80 million, right? And I think he thinks benching that much costly player would be a bad idea, in my
Yeah, but
opinion. But yeah,
I
it is
think
a statement. Yeah, it is
that's
a
a good
statement.
question. I completely agree with that question because I want Maguire and Tuanzebe to play because Tuanzebe
yeah,
he's got that pace. He's faster than Lindelof, and I think they might complement each other. But yeah, Tuanzebe he has been I think he's injury prone. We don't know. He was injured for like 1 year, and then
yeah,
he just came back and he had to play in that PSG game, and I think he had Mbappe in his back pocket.
amazing.
But after
Yeah.
that, he didn't play. I have no idea. I want Twenzevi to play. That's a good question.
Okay, so now moving on. The centre backs of Manchester City, Ruben Diaz and John Stones.
I'll let Nitish answer this one first.
Yeah, I'll give John Stones an 8 because I thought he did really well last game. No, he controlled the game really well, the position, everything. He didn't give away the ball cheaply or anything. And I'd give Ruben Diaz 7.5. I think even they both complemented each other really well, and I think they both made a really good partnership.
Okay.
Well, I'd say I give both of them an 8 actually, because like Nitish said, they both control the defense well. They were both very calm on the ball against United's attack, which they did put a lot of pressure on. And they kept possession well. They defended well as well. So yeah, they both deserve an 8 for me.
Yeah.
Do you
So
think that's the centre back partnership you should stick around, or you've got Laporte?
I think it's more of an issue of trust. Yes, John Stones is inconsistent sometimes, but in the last couple of games, he has
He has been
gained the
really
trust of Pep and City fans as well. So
City
I'd
are
say it is a pretty good partnership, but we all expected Laporte and Diaz to be the actual partnership in the center defense. So we'll see how it goes. But at the moment, it's looking good with Stones and Diaz.
okay, absolutely lovely. So moving on to the midfield. So what do you have your say about Paul Pogba and Scott McTominay?
Well, I didn't want Pogba to start. I didn't want him to start, but yeah, when he starts, you've got to back him, and I think he played decent. I don't think he played bad, or I don't think he played amazing. But yeah, I'd give Pogba a 7. And McTominay, I'd give McTominay a 7.5. I think he he defended really well. There were some really good tackles from him where he alone intercepted. He had some interceptions as well. So yeah, I was happy with McTominay, but I don't trust him. Like today, I mean, in the last match he played well, but he's not consistent, and I don't think he's got the level to be a Manchester United player. So I would rather look at signing a new CDM than instead of playing McTominay. But yeah, fair play to him. I think he played well. I'd give McTominay a 7. 8.5 and Pogba 7.
Okay, and what
I'll
about
give
you?
I'll give both of them a 7. Both had a decent game. McTominay made some good tackles and he won many balls. And Pogba actually wasn't sloppy. I mean, he was slow yesterday, but he actually played well. So yeah, 7 is fine for them.
Okay, so now moving on to the Manchester City midfield. Here we have Fernandinho and Kevin De Bruyne, and then we have Rodri. So, what is your say on that?
Yeah, so I'll give Rodri a 7.5. I thought he controlled the position really well, and he like supported the back line, Ruben Diaz and Stones when they were out of position. And I'd give Fernandinho a 7, just because he made some slightly sloppy tackles here and there. And I'll give Kevin De Bruyne also a 7. I think some of his passes were like not the usual that you see from Kevin De Bruyne, but he did have a decent performance.
Yes. And what about you, Paritosh?
He's on mute,
Yeah,
Paritosh.
you're
Ah,
on mute.
you're on mute.
Sorry. Yeah, I give Rodri an 8.5. Um, well, yeah, he is Pep's right hand man. He's started in almost every game this season, and he's controlled that midfield really well, both offensively and defensively. So 8.5 for him. Fernandinho, I'd say 7.5 as well, like Nitish said, and De Bruyne 7.5. Yeah, he did try a few impossible passes, but it's De Bruyne. Come on.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about De Bruyne and Fernandes. They try something which most of these midfielders in the Premier League won't imagine or think about.
Yeah,
It might
Okay.
go wrong on a few occasions. It might go wrong 7 times out of 10, but they'll get that 3 times right, and that three
Yeah.
times most of the
They're
time
willing.
they'll score a goal.
They're willing to take that risk even in a high pressure game. So it
Yeah.
just shows the quality they have in them, and
And
you
they're
know,
very confident. Like even if it
They're very
gets wrong, they'll try it again. They're not like,
Yeah.
oh, I mispassed. Let's try to keep it simple. No, that's
Yeah.
why I highly rate them. They
I
take
I
think
think
all
risk.
the
we
credit
have
goes
you
to
for
the
United.
managers because they back them. It's
Guys,
okay even if you fail, you go for those passes.
Yeah.
yeah. So the news just came in. Dortmund's manager is sacked.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
Lucien Favre.
They lost 5-1 last
he's
night.
sacked.
against Stuttgart.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
lost 5-1. But then
yeah.
that's just
I mean,
where are they
that
in
was
the league table?
I think they're doing pretty good. I guess. I think so. Not
You know,
sure.
that's a good chance where we can sign Sancho. I'm just saying.
Oh, that'll be crazy. Where are they? Why would this
Yeah.
came all of a sudden? They weren't.
they are fifth in the table with 19 points.
Yeah, but
I don't.
they're only 5 points off the league. I mean, of the title, and they're not
Yeah,
going to win the title ever,
Yeah.
especially with the current Bayern Munich team.
yes, especially.
Okay, so watch.
There are a
Will
few good managers available right now. Allegri is there, Poch is there. I don't think Poch should go to Dortmund.
Yeah,
I think Allegri seems like a better choice in my opinion.
yeah.
He would
Allegri.
be more likely.
I think I don't think either will go. I think Dortmund would. They usually hire all unknown managers, make them big. Like no one knew Klopp. He used to play.
They are
I
known
think he
for
was
that. They are known for that. They're
Yeah.
known for making. They're known for making
young
youngsters
talent,
big.
and
They're known for
yeah.
making. They're
Yeah.
known for making managers big.
Yeah, but that news
Yeah.
came all of a sudden. Nobody expected that. But yeah,
Yeah. So
we lost 6-1 to Tottenham, and here we are.
I think Spurs is at the top of the table.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
but they're not going to stay there for too long. They're just one injury. They only
I
there because
actually
of Harry Kane and Son.
I actually
Yeah.
feel like Spurs have a very good chance of winning the Premier League this season because they have the best defensive record, and with the form Son and Kane are in it, it's hard to predict where they're going to go.
I
But
think they're a
honestly,
very balanced.
And then they have the
team,
likes of Gareth Bale too, but he's
Yeah.
injured all the time.
and I think the other point is that Mourinho has
They have-
really
They have a second team just for the Europa League.
he's trained that team to be like rock solid mentality. All of it, they're always fighting for the ball.
Yes,
They're putting
absolutely.
their lives. They're putting their lives on the line to win the ball back and get ahead in the game, score in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that kind of pressure and mentality is amazing from Spurs.
Yes,
So
yes.
And he got backed in the transfer window as well. He got the players he wanted. And how many? I
exactly,
think he signed 5 players, 5 or 6 players.
yeah,
So yeah, but then I don't think they'll win the league. I don't think. I think they'll be in the top four because I know Jose Mourinho. He would do something wrong, and it's all about one injury. And Harry Kane, he gets injured every season for like 3 4 months, and
yeah,
it's
They're very
just the two
injury
of them.
prone.
It's just Harry Kane and Son who keep scoring and getting assists. And I think
yeah.
either one of
I
them,
think I think Son is very underrated. He's
he's
one of the
underrated as
best
well.
players.
Yeah.
He's
Absolutely
very
underrated.
underrated.
One of the best players in the Premier League
He's
right
at the
now.
wrong club,
I just love him.
If he was in
Yeah,
any
he's
other club other than Tottenham haven't won since God knows how many years.
Ages.
Yeah, and that's why no one cares about Tottenham. But now because Mourinho came, they got a big manager. That's why there's hype around them. But yeah, I
Yeah,
really like them. I yeah,
Okay,
let's
so now moving on to the attack. Um, oh wait, we are left with Bruno Fernandes. What about Bruno Fernandes?
I think you forgot about Fred as well.
Yeah,
oh
Fred as well.
Fred,
Yes, Fred.
Fred was
Fred.
amazing, dude. I I'm very happy he continued. I thought he'd get injured and then Matic would come,
yeah,
but then the difference
Yeah,
between
yeah.
Matic and
It's a lot
Fred,
of hate. It is
Matic is very static. He doesn't move around
yeah,
like Fred does. Fred covers up and down, and his energy
he
goes
makes the
through.
run. He pushes
Yeah,
the ball in the back.
yeah. So I
There's
was
a
very
comment
happy with
coming
Fred.
in. There's a comment coming in. The day Spurs win the league, I switch to Bundesliga.
That's salty Arsenal fans.
Yes, of course. Salty Arsenal fan. So moving on, what about Bruno Fernandes? I think he had a pretty decent game.
Decent
So what
game.
are you,
7.
That
yeah,
Mm,
I
he
would
was
give
not a
Fernandez. I'd
yeah.
give him a 6 to be honest. I I'm a huge fan of
I
Fernandez. Before he joined the club, I used to follow him before he joined the club, and I knew that he would be an amazing signing. But yeah, I'm usually very strict with Fernandez rating because I know he can perform to a next level, and I think he
yes.
had a decent game. I don't think he was what we thought he can be or what we know he can be. I'd be harsh on him, and I'd give him a 6, an average game.
yeah.
Yeah. So now we move on to the attack. So what about Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, and Riyad Mahrez, City
I'll
fans?
let Nitish go first. Nitish can go first.
Yeah, so I think Sterling had a decent game. I'd give him a 7. A couple of times he put Van Bissaka under pressure and had the
Yeah,
better of him. I'd give Real Madrid a 6. I think he missed that chance early,
yeah,
mid the game, and I think Gabriel Jesus performed decent. I think I did like him over Aguero because he does press a lot on the defenders. He makes
he's
more runs
young.
and all that.
So
Yeah, so
yeah,
I
so
think he played good. I'd give him a 6.5.
I'd give Sterling a 1 for his hairstyle, man. He needs to
Oh,
get rid
come
of
on.
it. That's a disgrace. I know. I'd rather
I
the
mean,
boys would do that.
he's
What on earth is
experimenting.
that?
yeah,
Would you rather take that haircut over his trim at Liverpool?
I'd
Because
take
I think
anything over that.
the Liverpool trim was a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd I'd shave my head instead of doing that. I
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So for Sterling, I'd give him an 8 because he did have a very good chance at goal. He did drop the entire defense somewhat, and compared to the last derby game, his performance against Bisaka was much better.
yeah.
He wasn't really put under a lot of pressure by him this time. So yeah, an 8 for me on him.
I
Mahrez, I'd
think
give him a 6.5. Yeah, Mahrez 6.5. Could have done better, obviously, but yeah. And Jesus actually, I think he was one of the best players offensively. You know,
Yeah.
he did make a lot of runs. He was in some moments of the game he was playing right back when Walker was higher up in the field. He was, in the central midfield trying to win possession back. And for me, I think he gets an 8.5 for that. Is that purely for his efforts?
The one thing Sterling did well, or maybe he learned it from the last derbies, was against Wan-Bissaka they played a 1-2 instead of
Yeah.
trying to take Wan-Bissaka on, because when players take Wan-Bissaka on, he's nearly unbeatable. But
Yeah.
they played those 1-2s and they got rid of him. So yeah, he played well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now moving on to the Manchester United attack. What about Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood?
Adit, go ahead.
I would say 6 for Greenwood and 6 for Rashford as well. They didn't have their best game. Yeah, it was a decent game for them, and I think Greenwood was a bit selfish yesterday. He could have, passed a couple of chances, especially the one he could have passed to Rashford. He could have scored. Yeah, they didn't have much to do, to be honest, other than getting the ball in front. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. Greenwood, I don't mind Greenwood being selfish because he's still 19, and his finishing is deadly. So I want him to be a little just selfish, so that he is a striker. I want him to be that kind of a striker who's ruthless in front of goal. But yeah, he hardly had anything to do in the whole match. I'd give him. I can't give him an average 6. I'd give him a 5. And I'd give Rashford a 6, average 6. Rashford made some runs. There was just a little too much on the through balls, which Fernandes tried at times. But yeah, I'd give Rashford a 6 for his runs.
So now here we come to the end. Who for you was the man of the match?
Let's do it. One man of the match instead of one from each team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your take, Ashwin?
For me, I'd go with. I'm confused between Shaw and Maguire because look, I'm not giving a City player the man of the match because midfield, I don't think they were that. Yeah, they were fine, but I think the defense won the battle for both the teams, and I think the defenders for both the teams were the best players. But I'd go with Harry Maguire as the man of the match because he won the aerial duels. I think he won 100% aerial duels, and that's one thing I like about Harry Maguire. He might be. Yeah, we know what Harry Maguire is. I don't need to describe, but his aerial duels are really good. I think he's third most aerial duels won across Europe, not just in the league. And he did that again in the last match. And he made some really important blocks. I think he made 2 crucial blocks there, and I think it was a little unlucky to get the yellow card. So my man of the match is Maguire.
What about you?
I agree with. I also agree with Ashwin.
I actually want to give it to Kyle Walker or Rodri, either one of them, because for me, I personally feel they took control of the game. They had more stability on the ball, and they knew where to like pick out their own players. They didn't give many sloppy passes away, and yeah, they really controlled the game well. But I think maybe Ashwin has a point with Maguire, as much as I hate to admit it. So for me personally, I think it's Walker, but I think I'm happy to give it to Maguire on this one.
And what about you, Adit?
Yeah, I agree with Ashwin and Paritosh. Maguire was rock solid, and he proved that he can be good and very useful. So yeah, for me it's Maguire.
Okay, so if you had to choose one person, who would it be? Maguire or
Or
Rodri? Or you said Maguire, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll give it to Maguire. I'll give it to Maguire. Yeah.
Okay, so
What do you think, Nitish?
what do you
Who do you
think?
go?
I think I'll go with Luke Shaw actually.
That's interesting. I was confused between Shaw and Maguire. So
Yeah, I think mainly because Ferran Torres he had come on and he was a fresh leg. but he
Yeah,
still could match his pace and with the physicality, he controlled him really well. So I think
True.
Luke Shaw was my man of the match.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
How
agree with
rare,
Nitish.
how rare is that City fans are giving a United player the
Yeah.
man of the match? But yeah, we take that.
That's the one thing. The man of the match for that game was John Stones.
For
Yeah, it
City.
was actually given to John Stones.
Yeah, no,
Oh, for the
overall.
match.
Yeah.
Overall, yeah, it was given to John Stones.
But United, I mean, not overall, but club wise, United gave the man of the match to Fernandes. I don't know why. But
Yeah,
yeah,
even I know that.
I think we just give everything to Fernandes. Like, you handle it.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah, he's
running the club, So, yeah, you can go with him.
As a neutral fan, I would give it the I would give the man of the match to Luke Shaw too, because as he said, when Ferran Torres came on, he could match his pace. Yeah, so that's it. So
So, last question before we wrap up the show. Where do you guys think United and City will finish in this league? Okay, we'll start with the City fans. Nitish, where do you think City will finish in the league? Do you think they can win the title?
I don't think so. I think now it's going to be pretty tough to win the title. Especially with the concession of the fixtures because of the COVID pandemic. So I don't think so. They'll be able to concentrate fully on the league. They might go for the Champions League instead. I think they'll finish second or third.
Second or third? Who do you think will win the league then?
Nitish, are you there? Think, can you hear us?
I think we lost him. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So Adit,
Who do
where do
you
you
think?
think City will finish? Adit.
City, probably third or fourth. I guess it's between United third and fourth. City and United.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're telling me United and City would fight for that Champions League
Yeah.
spot?
Yeah. Third. Yeah, exactly. I think Tottenham. They're actually Tottenham, Chelsea, and Liverpool as well. So one of the top five teams will obviously have to play Europa League. So that's the bad thing. Leave Arsenal. They're down for Europa League as well. So, but
It's
yeah,
Europa looks hard for Arsenal right now. Like no offense, but yeah.
Everything looks
Sachit,
out for
Sachit Roy says Chelsea or Spurs. Well,
Sahish.
you never know
yeah,
because Chelsea, yeah, Lampard. The way Lampard got backed in the window, he should be fighting for the title.
We have
But
Nitish back.
I don't think. Look, I think I want City to win the league because I don't want Liverpool to win the league, and I don't think Spurs or Chelsea will.
I don't think so. Liverpool win the league this time because there's Chelsea and Chelsea are in they have defensive problem, but I don't think so. Liverpool can win the league this time because they don't have Van Dijk. Van Dijk is out,
I
so
wouldn't
that's
mind if Chelsea wins the league. But
yeah.
the only problem is these pundits and fans. They'll, you know what? They compare Lampard with Arteta and Solskjaer. Like you shouldn't compare Lampard with those. He should be compared with Klopp and Pep because
Yes.
he got back, not because of the experience or the level, but because they had a ridiculous transfer window, man. That was just FIFA. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I wouldn't mind if Chelsea wins, but yeah, I don't think they will. Let's see. Yeah, so I think City will. I think City will come back. Otherwise, what's the point of having Pep Guardiola? They didn't win the league last season, and they're not going to win it this season. Then Pep, there's no excuse for City. They're not like United or like Spurs. They have to win the league. That's City's aim. You have to win the league. Where, Nitish, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Did you predict?
Yeah, I did. I told City would finish second or third, but I think Liverpool or Spurs are gonna win the trophy this time.
I just hope Liverpool don't win the league. Then it'll be equal to United's titles. That'll be a disgrace. I just hope
yeah.
anyone wins other than.
Even I don't want Liverpool to win, but I just think they might.
But you know what? Even without Van Dijk, Liverpool are killing it.
Yeah,
They
Yeah, they're
still,
a really good team. That's
they
why you have to
still,
respect them. Yeah.
yeah. That's why I like Klopp. Like, even though he's a Liverpool
He,
manager, and I want Liverpool to get relegated,
I think
but
he's one of the best managers. Like if you see Pep and Jose Mourinho, I would pick the first will be Pep obviously, and then will be Klopp, and then Jose Mourinho. So
Yeah.
yeah, but Pep does it at all rich clubs.
yeah,
yeah, that's true.
And
I,
Klopp
I
got the
don't.
money. Klopp got back, and he changed his whole team. But he took 5 years to build a team. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
you've got to respect Klopp for that. That's the only thing I like about Liverpool. But yeah, I just hope they don't win the league. All right, I think we have lost Paritosh. I'm not sure if he's
Yeah, I think.
in the call, but yeah, it was fun. We had a 1 hour show, and I hope the viewers had fun as well. So yeah, Somil, over to you.
Okay, so here we wrap up the show. So the conclusion here is that Manchester is neither blue, neither red.
Only
Manchester
for
is
that day.
blood.
Only for
They
that
are
day. Otherwise, it's
yeah.
always there. Otherwise, it's
Only
always
for
there.
that. Yeah. Okay. So make sure you like the video, you share it, and you subscribe to our channel. And also follow my my friend's channel, Ashwin Kumar. United Realm is his channel's name. If you're a very die-hard Manchester United fan, do check it out. Yeah. So thank you.
You'll get the links, and you'll get our social account down in the description box. And yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on. It was our first try going as a live stream, and we don't know how it went, but yeah, it was a good experience, I guess. And hopefully we'll have you guys later coming on the show as well. And thanks, Nitish.
Yeah,
Thanks for
same.
coming
Good
on.
night.
And
It's really hard to find City fans right now.
exactly.
Yeah.
It is. It
So
is.
it's glad we could find some.
Yeah, and we were lucky to find two.
Yeah.
And shout out to Paritosh as well. I don't think he's here right now, but yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun having him around. And yeah, thanks guys, thanks for coming on. Yeah, you guys will keep seeing me, Sawmill, and Adit weekend, so it's all cool for us. And
Yeah.
yeah, you guys can follow us on Instagram, and you guys can follow our channel as well. You'll get the links down in the description box. And yeah, if you guys are interested for sending us topics, you can either DM it to us, or you can leave your comments down for football gossips. We just don't do match reactions. We'll try to do other things as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, Samuel, you can finish it off.
Okay. So thank you. That's all.
All
Yeah.
right, so
All right.
we can end the stream
Thank you
here.
everyone for joining.
Thanks for coming in, everyone. Like, we mean it.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you guys smash a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel. We've already got 51 subscribers, but I think I just saw the state statistics, and I think around 60% of you guys haven't subscribed yet. So smash that subscribe button as well. Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll meet you all very soon in the next video. And yeah, thanks guys, thanks for coming on.
Okay.